So on the 14th of December, we had the world's heaviest or world's strongest arm wrestling match, if you want to call it.
What about me and Eddie?
Yeah,
Taking it back.
no.
You hurt my feelings.
So we had Brian Shaw versus Eddie Hall in King of the Table 13 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. There were some big fights as well. We had Levan Shagnishvili and Jerry Caderet.
Yeah.
So look, some big names. Brian and Eddie was probably a bit closer than Brian would have liked in the end, but
He made it ugly.
he made it ugly.
Like I said, he had to make it ugly, and he in every way.
Yeah.
Physical and verbal way.
Yeah. So like, we wanted to do this video sooner, but we were too cheap to buy the pay-per-view. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to admit, $18 for one fight is all I was going to watch. Realistically,
well, I would have watched a bit more, but
you would have watched. Yeah. Me personally, no. But look, it came up on YouTube channel then. Eddie and Brian as well shared on their own one, so we got to see the full video. Very, very entertaining fight.
And
I think Eddie was the main reason.
Yes, I think was the character who sold the fight really well.
Yeah.
And in pre-match videos that we saw on Brian and on Eddie's channels, I think Brian had an upper hand.
Yes.
He wore that T-shirt with with no beard. Eddie with no beard, and Eddie didn't take it very well. You know,
he had it on the podcast as well. So like, Brian was very prepared. He looked very ready for it.
Yeah, he was, and he had he had
a lot of training.
Yes, I had a head start as well.
Yeah.
Not a small one either.
He had Devin Rat as well, was his main person in the corner. I see Michael Todd was there a couple of times as well.
American versus
Eddie's just showed up. He had Neil Pickup, I know, but like...
He trained with Neil for 5 weeks, I believe. Yeah. And they did a great job. I think he trained like twice a week for 5 weeks. And I have to say I was really impressed with Eddie.
Very. Like,
yeah.
Now, I've said before in the past, when it comes to arm wrestling, I'm not really up with it. Like, I understand the rules and the pain, as you say, of the arm wrestling.
You know the pain, brother.
So, as like someone who doesn't really follow the sport that much, I could say it was still very entertaining to watch. And then obviously you, someone that like knows the sport, you said it was good to watch as well. So I think it's a good level, say, field for both people that wanted to watch the aspects of it. Now Eddie, he got very vocal, I suppose you want to say, a couple of times.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. He really got under the Brian's skin. And I don't think that even Brian expected that. I think it's going to be a bit of like word exchange. When Eddie started calling him a bitch. I was like, "Whoa, brother, that's that's a lot." And even Brian, I think he was a bit like shocked in the way like Eddie approached the fight, because Brian didn't say too much.
Brian was very
focused. In the zone.
Yeah, he
was very in the zone.
Really in the zone, like.
Yeah, because he's the one who's kind of like had a big expectations coming into that match, because he wants to pursue.
Yeah, he wants to
afterwards. And Eddie was just kind of like one off. He was more relaxed. He was more like
he did right arm only training. For 6 weeks,
so he was winging it in a way, though, with a 5 week prep with Neil Pickup. But he was really good, and there was a couple of things where like I was kind of surprised. So basically, from what I understand, Neil and Eddie decided that they don't want to go into a strap, right? And though the first round, Eddie won on the penalty points, which is always kind of shame, but understandable, And but then Eddie, the second round, he won with the strap, and he had a buckle on his side. So if you have a buckle on your side, it's very hard to pronate. It's a little bit harder because the buckle is like digs into your hand, and it's like it restricts your movement a little bit. And he managed to win against Brian, but then he avoided the strap again after that.
He kept saying to Brian, "Oh, you want the strap?
Yeah,
you can only win with the strap."
But Eddie won in the strap, so why wouldn't you try to just get away from it?
Yeah.
Try to slip, as in like in that way when you like just let it go.
Yeah.
And it's like Eddie tried to fight him, though he was in disadvantage. I was like, why just let it go? reset, go into your strap, and like you actually, especially knowing that you won the one round in the strap, and just go with that, like, you know. Then the buckle changes, and the buckle goes into your Brian side, and then you never know, it might be easier to beat Brian. So it was kind of weird when it comes to that. But other than that, I think it was like a great match.
Yeah, so the match was 6 rounds. So obviously the best 6 rounds. So Brian ended up winning the match 4-2.
4-2, yes.
I did notice, like with Brian, his setup and the way he was kind of mentally getting in it. Like, I know Eddie was obviously giving it back to him, but Brian always kind of set up in his own position.
Yes.
Brian or Eddie kept saying, like, why is your hand there? Like,
yeah,
my hand is here.
He was doing this, and he was like, he was throwing his hand away as well. I was like, is it like Devon school? Devon Larats? Like, it has to be, because like, just ask for the referee's grip.
Yeah.
Because Eddie was as well. I was like, Brian, what are you doing here? Like just if you want referees grip, let's do the referees grip.
There again, so that's another thing. So like someone like
mind games, I'm guessing.
So for me, that doesn't really watch it. Like referees grip, like what is.
So the referee's grip, if you can grip it yourself, then you like the referee decides, right, it's gonna be a referee's grip. So referee sets everything up. So he pulls the thumbs down, and then he sets your hand in that position, and then the other one, and then you can go from that position. But that's what kind of like Brian, I'm guessing, looking for, because he didn't want to even try to grip it with Eddie, you know. So, and Eddie was kind of like
Eddie was always shouting,
flustered by it. It's like, so what do you want to do over here? You pushing my hand away, you doing this behind the hand, like each other hands. I don't know. Like, it's probably Devon's of what do you call it, mental warfare?
Could be the thing, because like Eddie was shouting as well that Brian was loading, which was another thing that I heard a lot.
Yes.
He's loading. How? I'm waiting for a moment. I'm not. He's loading. He's moving. He's loading.
So loading thing, it's kind of like, to me, loading is fine until you don't start doing this. But if you have here and you like sort of putting pressure with your grip and everything, that's fine. That's not, to me, that's not much of a loading, you know.
So it's just when the referee calls it, you can rip it.
Yes, then you can rip it. And I have to say that Eddie was doing a better job in reacting to the referee command and ready go, and he was faster athlete. Whereas like explosiveness, it's kind of like that's where you can catch someone off guard, like, you know, who's not tensed enough.
Well, so like as well as that, we were saying with Brian, like the first thing I noticed, as well as someone who doesn't really watch arm wrestling that much, is that Brian straight away was giving up to position.
Yes.
He was always having to fight back.
So so he was too slow to react, and he wasn't as explosive. So I think Brian really needs to work on that, because like a lot of arm wrestlers, they do this jittery thing. You need to literally explode. And Brian, he seems like he's so reliant on his strength, that strength will do the job and he'll be able to stop someone in the tracks and then just reverse it. Sometimes it's not the case. Someone gets so much advantage from just reacting first, and he's like, there's no coming back from it. I think that's what happened in the strap as well. Eddie hit him so fast.
He wasn't expecting it.
He wasn't expecting it, and you just can't. That means you can't climb anymore in a strap. It's so much harder to do certain things when there's a strap, instead of like having a loose hand. Like
with Brian as well, so I noticed that, like you're saying, Brian was slow. He was always kind of fight back. He always kind of had the same technique as well. His movement on the pad wasn't as like what you'd see with like the other top arm wrestlers.
Yeah, with top arm wrestlers, when it comes to the pad, you can play around with your elbow.
Yeah,
you know,
Brian
like
seemed
go
very
back.
Stagnant or something.
Yeah, he seemed very stagnant.
Because when you see Eddie, then so Eddie was always trying to top roll, which I don't know if is a good thing towards Brian.
They didn't try to go into the hook. I'm guessing maybe it's like. I don't know actually why they didn't Brian as well, like in the previous, let's say, videos when Brian and Eddie tried to arm wrestle each other, they were straight away went into the hook, and where like Brian straight away had more advantage. So this time he decided to climb to do top roll thing, so it worked out for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Eddie would like more training.
Yeah, like, you know, for Eddie, for someone that's for 5 weeks only, still managed to take 2 points. Now I know one was like a foul out kind of thing, but still he looked very comfortable, and especially we were saying the strap. So so Eddie's mistake again. I think Eddie's mistake was he didn't try to foul out.
Yeah,
or lose the grip.
Lose the grip and just let go to the strap, because especially after the round that you won in the strap, he should have said straight away. And he's like, no, he's kept deciding to fight each other, call each other bitches and all that stuff, you know. So
was it the 5th round, or was it? I think it was the 5th round, which was the one that really like. They had a good proper fight. Like you see, like their fingers were barely.
They're about to lose split.
It was so weird. It's like they were just grabbing each other's like.
They tried to fight each other, like who can sort of climb up. Like, you know. And it's to me, it's like I would have just let it go into a strap and hook it in, or even top roll it, which Eddie did it with quite like ease. And Brian straight away, he saw he can't come back and just had to give up, you know. So I don't know. Either way, I believe that Eddie has a big MMA match coming up.
Yes, so he's fighting
Pudzianowski
at KSW. Was that what it is? In Poland. Now, as far as he says, it was in the podcast with Brian Shaw recently, the Shaw Strength podcast, and he mentioned a contract had been signed, but that's as far as I think it's gone. There's no set details or anything, but I think it's supposed to be in April, May time, around that time. So that's what his big preparation is. And then he even said after the fight, after the MMA match is done, he'd like to have another chance at Brian.
Yes.
I've got a fight to get back and train for, but when that's done, I think I want to come back into the sport. Massive appreciation for arm wrestling. It's really taught me a lot.
So that's exactly what he said. So I think he actually enjoyed the arm wrestling.
He did. I think he enjoyed the crowd as well as the match itself.
Trash talking.
Yeah, like he was pumped. I will say, like for a crowd, for the people watching, as well for me watching, I was like, this is just brilliant. This is the kind of stuff
that wasn't for children to watch.
No, definitely not.
Wasn't at all.
I'm glad it was like put on a pay-per-view. I know it was.
I haven't actually seen an arm wrestling match like that before.
As entertaining.
Well, like you abuse, like calling opponent a bitch. It's insane. And I have to give a hats off to Brian. He took it like a child.
I took it like a child. No, he put up a video since I haven't got to watch it yet.
But
about had Eddie gone too far.
Too far.
But I will say that the two guys looked absolutely huge. Brian in particular.
Brian, and even Eddie.
Yeah.
He looked when
Eddie got pumped after like the second, third match, like you could see he was just...
And Eddie like that, like now especially, he's going to do a lot of MMA training for that match, you know. And you can see in his last couple of videos, he has these kickboxing guys, heavyweight guys who like one of the guy from, I think from Holland, isn't he? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but like he's had
training with him.
He's had experience with Tom Aspinall in the past as well.
Fighting.
So
that's going to be a massive thing for him.
So look, it's going to be good for Eddie. Now I hope that we get to see a rematch. Now he says he will. Obviously, after the Mariusz Pudzianowski fight. So, look, it could be a strange future for Brian and Eddie. Could just be like a Tyson Fury versus Usyk thing. Oh yeah,
trilogy or something like that.
We're fighting again. Oh, we're fighting again. Look, really enjoyed the match. Look, I'd love to know what you think in the comment section down below. Did you watch the fight? Now I see like the views are crazy on social media. Say there's so many arm wrestling channels as well. Even not even have to do with arm wrestling, but just people have kind of gone to that section and the views are going crazy. So people are obviously enjoying watching it. Like we'd love to know what your opinion is below. Like, did you watch the fight? Did you pay the $18 for the pay-per-view? We'd love to know what your opinions were down below. Like always, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to press the like button. Like always, comment. We love seeing the comments. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please press the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date with everything that's Lalas Brothers. And we'll see you in a future video.
See you later, guys.